Hi there and welcome back to Valley por Vida. Now I know you've got to be super excited because before the break we told you that our team was inviting you to a special back to school block party event, and we're keeping that promise. STHS Children's is putting this together for the whole family, and it's your opportunity to get the kiddos ready for the school season again. There'll be free school supplies, games and snacks, health screenings for the whole family, along with other resources, and our members of our local police department will even be on site to provide safety checks. I mean, there's a lot going on at this event, so we spoke with the STHS team for all of the info.
So it's hard to believe that summer is almost over and it's time for a new school year. I'm sure the kids are not excited about that, but what we wanted to do at South Texas Health System and just get everyone excited for the new school year. So we're having a back to school block party on Saturday, August 6th in the evening from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. And it's really just sort of a refresher for parents and children just about what to expect for the new school year and preparing themselves. So we're going to have community organizations and local city departments here at the hospital. So we are going to transform the entire main parking lot and we're going to turn it into a big, exciting block party. Yeah, so the goal is really to prepare parents and students for the new school year, and we're gonna have a lot of information relating to safety. Safety is of the utmost importance in our community, so we're gonna have the police department talking about school zones and how to make sure you know how to properly cross the street, and for parents to make sure that they're paying attention to the roadways now that kids are gonna be back in school, to make sure that they're looking out for kids when they're driving down near schools, especially near school zones. So we're gonna have everything from that. We're gonna have the police safety, we're gonna have fire safety. The beginning of the school year is a great time for parents and children to really work out their fire plan. In the case of an emergency at your home, you want to know your exits in your home, things like that. So having that fire plan is really important, and the beginning of the year is a great time to do it. We're going to have car seat safety checks. So sometimes your kids are in between the ages where you may need a new car seat. So we're going to have checks provided by the Texas Department of Transportation. Really just kind of making sure that you have the correct seat, that it's installed correctly in your car. We're going to have playground safety, so just making sure that the kids are careful and know what to do in a playground, and make sure that they're being extra cautious when they're playing with their kids.
Hopefully you're able to attend that event, but for now we're going to go ahead and switch gears for just a sec because it's something that affects a lot of us. Did you know that there's a rising cost when it comes to rent prices? One company says that the rent here in the United States specifically has gone over $2,000 for the first time ever. But there are some things that we can do to help ease that burden just a little bit, and we spoke with an expert for more.
Yeah, so it's really being driven by two factors. We're seeing record levels of demand and frankly just not enough supply to keep up with this demand. Since the Great Recession, the United States as a whole has not been building enough housing, both multifamily apartments as well as single-family homes. And all of that strong demand has been outpacing supply, and that's put power in the hands of landlords and apartment owners. And so we have just seen rents skyrocket over the last year and a half. Yeah, so rent costs in Harlingen, you can expect to find something around $800, $830 a month per unit, and that's really considered very affordable for the nation as a whole, and as well as other large metros, even nearby metros like McAllen, we're going to see that about $880 a month. Places like Dallas or Houston, they're almost double that amount per unit. In terms of rent growth, Harlingen has also seen record levels of rent growth over the past year and a half. Not as much as the nation. Last year we saw the nation, rents grow in the nation about 11%. In Harlingen, they've grown about 8%, which is still astounding for Harlingen historic norms, which has usually been about 2% annually. Yeah, so pros of buying are that you can lock in that monthly housing payment. Cons are you have to be able to come up with that down payment, which is sometimes very difficult, that large amount of money up front. Another con of buying is we're seeing very high mortgage rates. Over the last year and a half, they have soared to around 6%. We haven't seen those levels since right before the Great Recession. Pros of renting are that you don't have to worry about that AC breaking down, the water heater. You don't have to worry about those costs.
All right, and with the pandemic, a lot of us have realized that we need to spend our money more wisely and maybe even shop local when possible, right? So it's important to be able to have family-owned local businesses that lend support for our communities and that also offer what we need. There was actually a new consumer survey release that covered the maker of Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water maker, CG Roxanne, and it talked about how a lot of Americans are actually willing, even in tough times, to spend more on locally sourced goods. Their team says that they found 76% of Americans are really caring about their own environmental impact when regarding the particular businesses that they choose to support. And about 56% of us deem ourselves as informed when it comes to local business community involvement and to help us make consumer decisions. Apparently 39% of us really prefer family-owned operations, and the survey goes on and on. So we went ahead and spoke with someone about all the details along with what exactly we can take away from it all.
Thank you, Danielle, for having me. It's my absolute pleasure to be here. My name is Michelle Cockrum, and I am the Houston-based sales manager at CG Roxanne. Established in 1990 with a core founding principle of bottling its Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water at the natural spring source, a concept we like to think of as simple but not easy. So this year's campaign offers a closer look at the natural spring sources of our Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water through the eyes of a young girl by taking her through one of CG Roxanne's 7 natural spring sources, followed by a plant tour where the water is bottled. And what this does is it backs up some survey data that we gathered with a few enlightening statistics that resonate with our commitments that help CG Roxanne to deliver our customers the freshest, purest, and best tasting water, including Americans are more likely to keep returning to a business if it's family owned. Additionally, 57% of Americans believe that water bottled at the natural spring source is better for you rather than modified bottled water elements such as added minerals and electrolytes, with 76% having done research to understand the sources of where their products they purchase come from. Also, 76% said that they care about the environmental impact of the businesses that they support, which we're happy to learn this because the well-being of our communities and the environment is a core value of CG Roxanne. Lastly, 3 out of 5 Americans surveyed are more likely to purchase bottled water if it's sourced from a natural spring locally. First and foremost, as a born and raised Texas gal, I've always felt shopping local and supporting family-owned businesses is a key interest for Texans in general. The survey statistics support this too, given nearly 60% of people said that they frequently shop at locally owned and operated businesses. So I guess that percentage is even higher here in Texas. So in addition to Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water, in order to address the needs of Texans to support a local product where CG Roxanne has not been able to identify natural spring sources that meet our standards, we do offer Texas-made Roxanne purified water. And a special feature of this product is that our one cap closure makes it easy for customers to hold on to their caps by a small tether and allows for the entire finished product to make it into the recycling bin in one piece. We've received a lot of great feedback on our purified product, which also has 0 added chemicals. The last thing I'd like to add is that it isn't surprising that people view family-owned and operated businesses to be more trustworthy, but what people may not realize is that it also allows those businesses to make decisions quickly in response to community needs. This includes scholarship initiatives and environmental and community partnerships. So in turn, not only does that enrich the lives of the employees, but their family and friends in which the communities that they live in across the country.
All right, that's all of our time for now, but we'll see you next time on Valley Por Vida.